Keep yourself in the loop of everything football on the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. The latest news on and off the field, be it college football, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, ACC to the NFL. We've got you covered. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. We are on our special Thanksgiving edition of a GSMC Football Podcast. I almost forgot what we were. But no, I remember now because I'm thinking about Thanksgiving food and how good this food's going to be. But yeah, since we're not doing our shows on Thursday because we're going to spend time with our families and some of our relatives we don't like, and some relatives we do like. It's an even flow, no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. But we are also going to be tasting sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie, and we're going to say which one's better. And are you a pumpkin pie or are you a sweet potato pie guy or girl? Not judging, no discrimination. And please let us know if you want to tweet at us or Instagram us at Jeff Malinow for me, for both, and whatever you're
at Marc.
At Marc.
Hella gets it. That's Marc with a C. Hella as in
you
California.
Didn't you do that when you were like you must have been like 16 when you did that?
Dude, that's like everybody when I tell them that's my gamer tag or my Twitter.
Oh, you have
handle,
a gamer tag too on Xbox?
They say that's the best.
Oh yeah,
name.
if you want to add me on Xbox Live, sure, go for it. Mine is Uber America Man.
Nah, I don't play Xbox. I play PlayStation.
Oh, if you want to add me on Xbox Live, mine is Uber America Man, capitalize the U, A, and M in Uber America Man. I thought that was just funny because Uber is not an English word, so I thought it was a clever little put.
American brand. Though.
Well, I wanted to be called America Man, and someone took that, so I was like, okay, how about Super America Man? And someone
it could have been
America
Man.
No, I had to put America. I had to make it right.
All right.
Yeah, and my gamer picture is the catch, just so you know it's me. Anyways, we're going into a couple of things with the NFL. We want to just bring up some of the games that are happening on Thursday once again, but just maybe some more insight of like the matchups that are going to be happening in those games, like Ezekiel Elliott versus the Redskins defense, and so on.
It's rivalry week in football, so
yeah, absolutely, and how Matt Stafford's going to handle the Bears defense. Like Matt Stafford's Khalil Mack, basically, and we're good on with that. Mm-hmm. Well, we can start that right now. Actually, when you think of Matt Stafford, is he going to have trouble with this Bears defense?
Yes.
But what's the question is he going to be pressured by Khalil Mack in the blitz, or is it the secondary that's going to cause him problems?
Both. The Bears defense is well rounded, so they usually cover really well, and they rush the passer really well.
They are that good, but who would you say that their game plan is more focused on?
You got to stop
blitz?
Khalil Mack. You have to stop Khalil Mack first. It just starts there. If you can't do anything unless you stop him.
So if you're Matt Patricia, you're like, okay, we got to know what to do during the blitz when Khalil Mack's coming after
you got to double team him. You got to chip him with a running back. You got to do everything in your power. You
Poke
chip him with a tight
ass.
end. You chip him with a tight end. You chip him with a running back. You got to do everything in your power to literally stop him.
He's like the head of the dragon, isn't it? Once you cut off the head of the dragon, it's dead.
It's just one of those things where, like, a game wrecker, defensive ends could be game wreckers if you allow them to be. So your first and foremost is to keep your quarterback upright and able, because if he's not able to stand up for more than a second in the pocket, he's not going to be able to throw the football, period. So,
and remember we started at the beginning of the season when he got that huge contract from the Bears. We were like, is this worth the money? Is this worth what they gave up? As of right now, yes.
Absolutely. And for the Lions, you got to find ways to get Matt Stafford rolling out of the pocket because you want to create some east-west movement with him to get Khalil Mack kind of off his spot.
And losing Golden Tate for him was the biggest. And then Marvin Jones coming in and out with injuries. Like, he doesn't have a lot of weapons there.
Right, Golladay and Jones, and the big one is Kerryon Johnson being injured for this game because their running game has been really good.
He's not officially out, but he is doubtful.
He won't be playing. I can guarantee that.
He might be eating pumpkin or sweet potato pie on the sidelines. Who knows which one?
He might be. There's probably a better chance of that than him playing with a sprained knee on 3 days rest. So.
They're the morning game, correct?
They are. They're the first game.
And the night game is the Eagles.
Well, the afternoon game is the Cowboys, Redskins, and then the night game is the Falcons Saints.
Falcons Saints, that's right. So whoever wins the Falcons Saints game,
so 3 division rivalries.
Well, the Falcons Saints game, whoever wins that gets to eat the Thanksgiving feast because that's the night game. I actually went to a Thanksgiving game.
The turducken?
Yeah, I actually went to the. Oh God, was that a
John Madden?
Yeah, my good Lord.
Turkey, chicken, and a duck.
That sounds like it could kill you.
That sounds good, man.
Stuffing a chicken into a duck and turning a duck into a turkey? That sounds good to you?
I mean...
That's 3 different kinds of meat.
Do you like those 3?
That's poultry. That's 3 different kinds of... I like poultry, don't get me wrong, but like... that's just 3 different tastes, 3 different flavors that should not be together.
Yeah. But I mean, they're similar flavors.
Like I was saying, I've been to a Thursday night football game before. I went to the 49ers and Seahawks one. Wasn't fun because...
Don't Sherman ate the turkey leg.
Yeah. It was kind of a dominant performance by the Seattle Seahawks at that point. So it was during the time where the Niners were going down and the Seahawks are still a contender. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a very competitive game to watch, to say the least. But the fact remains, that this game, this night game, Saints and Falcons, like whoever's gonna win, it gets the feast. So I think that's what they're gonna go for.
So probably it'll be like Kamara and Drew Brees eating a turkey leg is what I envision.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the NFC East, since it's a big division with a lot of historical rivalries, right? Like the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Redskins, the Giants.
Hold on one split second. I just got a word, thanks to Bleacher Report, that Trubisky is likely out and Chase Daniels is more likely to start.
Wow.
Is that gonna put? Is that in favor for? Is that a big favor for the Lions?
That changes everything.
Yes,
because Chase Daniel, yes, he's a veteran. He's sat behind Drew Brees.
Veteran is a strong word because
he sat behind Drew Brees for many years.
But how long? How many times has he been on the field?
He sat in the Andy Reid offense. He's been around good coaching. Matt Nagy has been his coach before.
Is this going to be another one of those backup quarterbacks that has an amazing
I still think the
game?
Bears are going to win this game with Chase Daniel.
Is it going to be one of those things where he's going to have an amazing game and it's quarterback controversy?
No. Yeah, no. Trubisky's their guy, man. They picked him, the number 2 pick in the draft?
Yeah, but how many times has that happened in the past?
Chase Daniel could throw for 750 yards and 8 touchdowns tomorrow, and he's not going to start the next week. Promise.
Wow, that's even if he's like still nagging with an injury, I would maybe if he.
I mean, if you're talking about health, that's a different conversation. But Trubisky is their franchise quarterback.
If Chase Daniels throws for 750 yards and 8 touchdowns, I will not eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, okay, it's not. I mean, obviously,
exactly my point. It's never going to happen.
But Trubisky is not only their franchise quarterback, but he's had a really good season. He's one of the surprises of the year. So.
And yes, it is surprising because a lot of people, him coming out of North Carolina, he had a pretty bad record at North Carolina. Like what? It was not even like it was. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty
and it was North Carolina, so yeah, not the greatest.
Yeah, and you don't expect someone that highly drafted, a quarterback coming out of a school like North Carolina for football. Basketball, on the other hand, is different, but football.
And we're looking at this year. Duke has one of the top quarterback prospects, so it's sometimes they come up from weird sources.
All due respect to the quarterback prospects this draft, there is a pretty low bunch of them.
You also don't expect a great quarterback come from North Dakota State. Let's see, Purdue. Who else is there? Where did Mahomes go? Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drew Brees went to Purdue.
He was a second-round pick, though.
And then all of a sudden,
he wasn't a first-round pick.
All of a sudden, Cal is dominating in terms of quarterbacks in the NFL. Rodgers and Goff.
Goff was not like Goff had this highlights, but I remember when he started, he was very looked at negatively because of how his arm was like a noodle.
Yeah,
and then he got stronger.
Been good.
Yeah, but there are always sometimes these. But more often than not, these guys are coming out of LSU, Alabama.
You know who Goff
Texas.
Reminds me of? I'm not saying that he'll have the same career, but when I see him in the pocket...
Am I going to be angry about this?
You might be. His mechanics really remind me of this player, and it might be because of the number 2 that he wears. But I think he looks a lot like Joe Montana.
Shut up.
No, the way he throws the football.
Okay, when he throws the football.
I just said it's not based on how good I think he is.
Okay, I thought that's where you're going.
Just like when I see Jimmy Garoppolo throw the football, he looks like Tony Romo. They look very similar in the way. Like if you take away
that one makes sense because they went to the same college. They went to Eastern Illinois.
But I mean, if you just look at their mechanics, their feet, and how they throw the football is all I'm saying. Like they look
Pretty
similar.
sure they went to Eastern Illinois.
They both did, yes.
Yeah. I knew it was
did,
something
Sean
Illinois.
Payton.
Yes, and Mike Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, I'm sorry. No, Mike Shanahan.
Big quarterback school.
Yeah, and actually a lot of good coaches coming out of there, too.
Mm-hmm. So that changes things if Trubisky doesn't play, for sure. But let's talk about the NFC East. The New York Giants. Are they out of it? Are they completely out of this thing, or do they have a chance?
You know, you would think that, but no, not yet.
They're 3-7. So let's just say they beat...
No. I think they're already mathematically eliminated.
No, they can win the division. They're only 3 games back. There's plenty of games to play.
I'm going to double-check that, though.
There's 6 games to play. I mean, it's just math. Like, there's 6 games left. They're 3 games back. They're not mathematically eliminated. They could win all 6. They could win at 9-7.
Take a chill pill for a second. I can see them making the playoffs by the skin of their teeth, but I'm pretty I think if anyone's eliminated from the playoffs, it might be the Raiders.
I mean, obviously, it would take a lot for the Giants to get in, but let's just say the Redskins lose to Dallas, and the Giants beat the Eagles this week. They would only be 2 games out of first place. 2 games.
Isn't that incredible to think about?
It is incredible because you don't think about that.
You know why we're talking about this is because Alex Smith got hurt. Again, who knew that was going to be the most?
And the Eagles have just been atrocious on all levels. So,
and the Cowboys are nothing to write home about either. They've had some good games, but also had some putrid games. The NFC East went from one of the best divisions you could have to one of the kind of the sloppiest.
It's definitely reasonable to think that the division winner will be 8-8 or 9-7.
I wouldn't say they're the worst in the league. I would not say that, but I would say they are most inconsistent.
What's that? Who's that?
The NFC East.
It's pretty reasonable to say they're the worst division. I mean,
I say that. I say not that because I'm assuming some people are like.
I'd say the AFC East is an argument because
that's the main. I know the Patriots are in that division, but the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Honestly, if the Patriots win another division, I don't think they win as many division titles consecutively as they do. Because how often are the Jets, the Bills, or the Dolphins contenders?
Not often.
Exactly my point.
Not often at all.
Yeah, they basically come into the season with 2 losses each.
And you could say that's been one of the bigger reasons why the Patriots have been so successful over the last 20-something years.
They have a lucky break in what conference and division they're in.
Yeah, I mean, the teams in their division have just kind of been falling on their own faces for the last 20 years while they've been just consistent.
They've been watching the fire burn. They didn't even set the fire. They said, "Oh, there's a fire. Let's watch it."
So the Giants would obviously have to beat the Eagles to have any chance of winning the division. Do you think that at this point they're better than the Eagles, or would you still say the Eagles are the better team?
Well, that's like saying which is better, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. So I'm going to have to say the Eagles have been playing worse than many people are thinking they are. So I say that maybe the Giants are maybe a step ahead of the Eagles as of right now.
It sounds weird to say, right? A Giants team ahead of the defending Super Bowl champs.
I'm going to say this. Saquon Barkley puts that Giants team on another level. If they don't have Barkley, then I don't put them ahead of the Eagles. But with Barkley, I put them ahead of the Eagles.
Can you imagine if the Eagles lose to the Giants? That would be something.
I will break dance in the middle of Times Square. No, I'm kidding.
The Eagles are hosting this week. It's obviously a must-win for both teams. If whoever loses, I think is
out.
Done. Period.
Yeah.
But
we said that about another game a while back ago. But the thing is, this Giants and Eagles teams, one has been playing probably the most disappointing of any team after winning a Super Bowl, and another team is they knew this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a gunshot wound versus being bit by a snake.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Sure.
Like venom comes in, it's a slow death rather than a quick where did this come from death.
Okay. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Thursday games, though. Do you expect between the Cowboys and the Redskins, since we're talking about rivalry, Colt McCoy's had success against Cowboys on Thanksgiving before. Could you see him repeating that tomorrow?
Well, he is from Texas. He played out of Texas. So I think he has this little spark he gets when he plays the team that was right next to him in college. So, yeah, I think there's a little spark in Paul McCoy in this game, maybe to even try to get a starting job next season in the free agent market. Who knows? But because that's what backups try to do. They play to get new jobs. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what he has to do to find maybe another gig to get more money.
I mean, he might actually be the starter next season. If Alex Smith's injury might take a while to come back from. It was pretty bad.
His career might be over, to be honest, too.
I think we can both agree
you don't see the Redskins drafting a quarterback?
I mean, they could, but they probably won't be in a position to draft one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks. So
I could see them getting the Duke guy with like the 15th pick.
They just paid Alex Smith a lot of money. So I mean, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I don't think they draft a quarterback this year. No.
Okay, but we will take a break right now. And when we return, we will do our pie testing.
We will test the debate. Apparently, this is a huge debate.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was a huge debate either, but we were told that this debate is like
Ohio State, Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the big game. It's the big feast.
The Iron Bowl of Thanksgiving desserts?
I don't know. What other rivalry games have cool names? The Battle for the Golden Shillelagh of food.
There you go. That's the USC.
Or is it the jeweled shillelagh?
It's a jeweled one because they put either an emerald or a rose.
That's right.
Or a ruby. Excuse me.
They put a rose in there. That doesn't make any sense.
It's the Rose Bowl. That's why I went there. But
the Rose Bowl of food. The granddaddy of them all.
Pumpkin or a sweet potato. Apparently, man, I didn't know that this was such a raging debate, but people have very strong feelings about this. So let's test them out.
They've been fighting for centuries, and we'll end this debate once and for all when we get back.
We need to pick sides when we come back.
Yes, right after this.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's GSMCpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back, everyone, to the GSMC Football Podcast. It is time for our Thanksgiving special pie tasting. We have with us sweet potato, and we have pumpkin. I'm going to try pumpkin first. Ooh, right, pictures for Instagram. We got to do it for the gram.
You can taste whatever you want. Why don't you taste both? And before you do that, though, why don't we describe what we're doing right now? We got two pieces. We got one piece sweet potato pie, slightly lighter on the color.
Yes.
We got the pumpkin pie, slightly darker. The consistency appears to be the same.
Yes.
We'll find out how it tastes.
The pumpkin looks a little heavier, to be honest.
We got whipped cream on both right now. We didn't know that there was this big debate. Go ahead and taste both.
I'm gonna try pumpkin first.
So I'll keep talking. So don't say anything yet. Don't give your prognosis yet. But apparently, this is a raging debate that I knew nothing about. I didn't know that there were such heavy feelings towards one or the other. I didn't know that this was such a big deal. But apparently, based on social media, I saw strangers on Twitter. I saw friends on Facebook. And this is a raging debate. So we had to get in on it. We had to figure out who the real winner is and see if we share those same strong opinions after after trying it ourselves. So, have you had a chance to try both yet, Jeff?
I'm eating right now.
Okay, so when you're done with that bite, you already tasted both, though? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, we'll figure out what you think first, and then when you give your...
Man, they're both so similar.
So, describe both.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
they're both really sweet. It's a nice, calm... It's the texture of it feels really good, like on your tongue. I know that's a weird thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got that nice feeling. Like you eat it, it's like, that's relaxing. It's not like rough. It's not rough. It's nice and smooth.
So differentiate the two.
I don't have one, to be honest with you. I'm going to try again. Hold on.
But, I mean, some people have real strong opinions about this, so, I mean, there's got to be something to it, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find that out because they taste so similar.
All right, so come on. You got to tell the people what you're feeling here.
This might sound obvious, but the sweet potato pie is a little more sweeter than the pumpkin.
Okay.
The pumpkin's a little more rich. But, man,
Keep talking. I'm going to try mine.
they're both really good. I want to keep eating.
You got to talk. I'm eating.
Okay, fine.
So the consistency is pretty similar?
Yeah. And, like, the crust itself is a little lighter when it comes to the pumpkin pie, a little darker when it comes to the sweet potato. There's a little more crust on the pumpkin, which I do like crust on mine. But overall, I mean, they are so similar. I can't really feel a difference.
All right, so let me try
Try to
give you my opinion. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really be able to tell the difference if I was blindfolded, to be honest with you. Like if I was given this without knowing which was which. The consistency is basically the same. I don't find any difference between the two.
So you're on the same where I am.
Basically, my opinion of this is one is Aaron Donald and one is Khalil Mack. They're both great. I would want either one. I would love to start a team. I
enjoy you put football in the topic.
You know what I mean, though? Like, we can argue ad nauseum, too, which one we would prefer, right? But at the end of the day, you got to start off with a dominant pass rusher, Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald. Some would say Donald, some would say Mack, but at the end of the day, we're arguing about two pillars of your defense right there. We're talking about two franchise-level players, right?
It's like that classic Tom Brady, Peyton Manning as well. Like, you both love to have one of them.
Yeah.
You're not going to...
You got to start off your team with a dominant pass rush. You got to start off your Thanksgiving with a dominant dessert. Like, you can't go into it with no dessert.
You mean end.
Well, I mean, but you got to start your day off knowing that. Like, you can't have, hey, Jeff, you can't be like, I'm going to host Thanksgiving and then be like, well, I got the turkey. Oh, but what about dessert? Like, you got to make sure you have your bases covered, right? Mm-hmm. So, you got to start off. These are pillars here.
We should try the crust, too, see if the crusts are any different.
I mean...
You never know.
I tried it. We have whipped cream on both. So, I don't know if that also affects to how they both taste, but, man, this is good.
Yeah, they're both delicious. I don't understand why these people are at each other's throats over this.
Yeah, right? So, people out there, I mean, look, you guys don't need to argue with each other about which is better. Like, they're both good, right? I haven't seen anybody say, I hate one and love the other. I just hear people very, very divisive, with their preference. You know? It's like, it's almost like Pepsi and Coke. Like, really? Are we really going to...
That is perfect.
Are we really going to sit here and be that picky, you know?
I can taste the difference between those two.
Mm-hmm.
This I can't.
But if you had maybe it every day for a week, you could probably taste the difference, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to have pie every day for a week.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving week. You can.
I don't want to, though.
You know, it's wintertime. You can pack on the LBs and then cut them off, like, after January, you know? Before spring.
I guess. True.
So, rivalry, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, Ohio State, Michigan. We got to talk about Ohio State, Michigan. Was this the year that Michigan finally wins? Like, are we talking
You
about
mean Harbaugh finally wins?
Yeah, Michigan with Harbaugh. He's won as a player, but he has not won as a coach in this rivalry. So is this going to be the finally? What do you think?
Sorry, that's really, really good. If I had to choose, with Harbaugh, this is his best chance to win this game. Ohio State's got knocked out before. They're no longer a playoff contender. Or if they lose this game, they're no longer. And Michigan is higher ranked. I feel like they're the better team right now. They're the better suited for this type of game. So what I'm saying is, this is his. Out of all the teams he's had to coach, this is his best team.
Yes.
Yeah. And sorry, I'm just so in love with this pie.
Well, keep going.
But what I'm trying to say is that Harbaugh, I feel like, should be more motivated than ever now, because not only is this the big game,
but now they have playoff on the line, right?
If they lose this, they're done.
Right. This is a bigger game than just a normal rivalry game. This is for a chance to win a national championship.
Absolutely. And he's been in the top 4 before, but never this late in the season.
Right. So, if he doesn't win this game, though, does he... I'm not saying he's going to get fired, because he's not. He's a Michigan guy. He's their guy.
He has immunity.
Well, if he loses this game and, say, next year they fall behind Ohio State again on the pecking order, in that instance, would there be talk? Would there be like, hey, he hasn't really lived up to the hype. We might need to go elsewhere.
There would definitely be a meeting between him and Harbaugh, them and Harbaugh.
Think so?
Like, there's sometimes you just gotta there's gotta be some consequences since you've given him a lot, and you expect results, and he's giving you the results. He's giving you those high recruited players, and if he doesn't come up with it in the next how long has it been? 4 or 5 years now? Then you gotta have okay. What's the problem? Why are you losing? Why are you not in the playoffs?
I mean, it could just be that Ohio State's just better, right? I mean,
but there are some games where they have been upsetted and then are out of the playoffs before they're even facing Ohio State.
So maybe another rivalry that's regarded as the most fierce in college football, the Iron Bowl, Auburn at Alabama. Is there any reason for me to believe that Auburn has a chance to win this football game?
The kick 6.
Yeah, but this game.
No, that shows you anything can happen.
24-point favorite is Alabama. Do you think that it'll be a blowout, or is this game going to be in the fourth quarter where Auburn does have a chance to possibly tie this football game or take the lead in the fourth quarter?
This game always is because these two teams play this game differently than the other games of the season.
Right.
And Auburn's going to do the exact same thing. And so I say that if the game is close within the end of the first half, this game's going down to the wire.
Well, what about Alabama last week? Their game with Citadel was really close. It was tied, and then
you're comparing Citadel to Auburn, dude.
Auburn's 7-4. They're not having a great season or a good season, really.
They still have higher recruits and more talent than the Citadel.
I'm not comparing the team. I'm just saying that you just said if this game is close. Well, Citadel, no one expected that game to be close, and then it wasn't close at the end of the day. So can you see a scenario where this game is close in the first half because it is the Iron Bowl, but then Alabama just runs away with it?
Yeah, but there's been some games this season.
Because Alabama's a second half team. Like, they really turned it on
without
the
question,
second
the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, there have been instances where an unranked team demolishes a ranked team. I know this is a little different scenario when it's the number 1 ranked team, but I'm not leaving Auburn out of it without question. I'm giving them a slight chance.
Maybe if they were at home, there would be something. But, I mean, didn't you... You remember what Alabama did to LSU and LSU, right? That was a demolition. I think LSU
28-9-0.
I think LSU is a much better team than Auburn.
But see, Citadel scored points and LSU didn't. So maybe they underestimate their opponents sometimes.
Do you think Auburn will score over 17 points?
No.
So what did they give up?
14.
So you have Auburn winning?
No, why?
Well, I said, what do they give? I said, how many points do they score, and then how many do they give up? So how many points will Auburn score, and how many will they give up?
Oh, I thought you said how much will Alabama give up. No, Alabama will score more than 30, and Auburn, in my guess, will at most get 14. But I'm not leaving out an upset.
Okay.
I'm not saying this game's over already. I'm saying there is a chance of an upset.
Mm-hmm. I
said last week that still had zero chance. It's gonna be a slaughter.
Do you think that Auburn has a better chance to beat Alabama, or do you think USC has a better chance to beat Notre Dame?
I would go USC over Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
USC is not as dominant as Alabama.
Yeah. You mean Notre Dame's not as dominant as Alabama?
Yes, Notre Dame is not as dominant as Alabama, and USC is closer to Notre Dame, in my opinion, than Auburn is to Alabama.
Mm-hmm. And with this game, it's like there's always the talk of like how Notre Dame is like destroying the college football playoff poll because they're an independent. So we'll see what they're really made of against USC this weekend.
A win and they're in. I think we can agree on that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they don't have a conference championship game to play. So yeah, win and in.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's going to jump them over if they remain undefeated.
All right. Well, I think that's it for today's show.
Yes, I think it is. Thank you so much for joining us on this special Thanksgiving edition. I know it was kind of short, but we had to test out our pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
We've come to the conclusion that they taste almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick which one would you choose?
I think I'm going with the sweet potato.
Really?
Yeah, slightly.
This is gonna be funny because I might go slightly pumpkin.
Yeah, it's too close to call though. To be honest.
Yeah. Oh, they're. If you switch the pies on me, and I wouldn't have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you on. I will see you on Friday because Marc will not be here. He'll be with family, loved ones. I understand that. I have loved ones also, but I love my job more, apparently. No, I'm kidding. I love them all. But I will see you guys on Friday.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.